What's up, everybody? Max here, aka Straw. Today we got a song for you by Lorde called Liability. So let's just get a close-up going and cut right into the guitar lesson. Alright, so let's get right to this. Just letting you guys know right off the bat, I have tuned down half a step. The song is half a step down. There is different ways of playing it. You can use a Capos. I decided to do it this way, and I'll show you why. I believe it's easier this way, the way I've arranged it. And if you don't know how to tune down half a step, then I'm going to leave a link in the description below that'll help you guys to do that. Or you can, if you have a guitar tuner, you can use that. Or even on a smartphone, you can get an application for free that'll, like a guitar tuner application. You can use it. You can tune it down half a step from there. But and also, I will be calling the chords the same as if they would be in standard. So what I mean by that is when I say D, it'll be the shapes that I'm referring to. That's G. Here's your E minor. I'm going to be calling them the same because technically, since I'm tuned down half a step, those are not those same chords anymore, right? Even though it looks like a D, it's not a D that's being sounded out. But we'll just call them the same names as if they were in standard, not to confuse anybody. And I will be leaving chord boxes as well for you guys to be able to follow, either in the video or in the description. I'm not sure yet. I'll find out how to do that if you guys don't know how to play the chords. The way I'm going to play the D, it starts with a D chord, is not this way, which is the standard way of that you guys would see a lot of people playing it, probably the way you guys play it. I'm going to be doing it different for this song, a different approach, because I find it just easier. I'm going to bar the last 3 strings on the 2nd fret, and then I'm going to use my middle finger, and I'm going to put that on the 3rd fret, usually where the ring finger would go on a D. So the 3rd fret, 2nd string from the bottom, and that's going to give you the same sound, see, no difference. And there's a reason why I'm deciding to take this route playing the D, is because there's going to be a moving bass pattern that creates the movement and that you hear in the song. Though the D stays static, it always stays the same, that chord. And then the bass moves around. If you play it like this, it makes it a little easier to reach those bass notes that you're going to need to hit. Let me show you what the bass notes are. The first one is going to be an open D, so that's going to be here. From the top, you go down 3 strings and you just play an open note. So there's that open note. Then you go on to your next bass note. So that's going to be here on the 4th fret, 2nd string from the top. And then the 2nd fret, same string, 2nd fret. You're going to hit that and then open. All right, so let me sound that out. Wait, once again. So you can hear that, right? That's in the song. Now, every time you hit a bass note, right after that, you're gonna strum your D. So, right? The way I like to do it is to pick it. It sounds much better, I find. So, for instance, the way I'm picking that is I'm hitting the bass note and then the top note in the string, in the chord, and then the last 2 strings together. So, and even when I move, it's always the same picking pattern, right? So, the bass note then. But you can strum, it's up to you. I find it just sounds much better to pick it. So that's that part. I'll play it again one more time for you guys so you can see it here. And what I like to do on the part there is I like to bar the entire fret, excluding the top note on the 2nd fret. I just find it easier to move up to that shape. Again, if you were playing D like this, you would have to do bends, you know, to try to, and I find that's just extra work for nothing. So if you have this shape here, it's a lot easier. Right, you just move up, and then when you want to go for, instead of having your pinky all the way up here on the 4th fret, when you have to, for that stretch, you can just, if you have that D shape this way, you can just use your ring finger up there to grab that. So that's why I went about doing it that way. The next thing is, after that little piece happens, you're going to have a G major, right? So pick the same way. The top note would be your bass note now, and then the bottom of the chord would be picked exactly the same way. Example. Right? I just moved down the bass note from the 3rd fret to the 2nd fret. So again. And again, I am still hitting these same notes, right? Same strings. Picking it the same way. Just now with a G. I've added 2 strings on the bottom of the 3rd fret instead of playing the G this way. But you can play it that way as well. I just find for this song it sounds better, and a lot of times I always like to add that. I find it just gives the G a lot more depth when you play it that way. But that's, I guess, up to you. So let's take it from the top. What happens after that? You get your E minor. And then an A. Right? Then the E minor can be picked. And your A can be picked that way, it can be strummed. But in the song, actually, there's a moving bass line there as well, which goes like this. So, if you want to add that, first your E, again you can hit your open bass note up there on the 1st fret, it's just an open string, right? And then you pluck it down the same way like you would do any of the other chords. That's your E minor. Then when you get to your A, you just strum the A. I like to, you know, bar it. I'm not hitting the last string when I bar it, by the way, because or else that wouldn't sound good. But you could, you know, play it like that. A lot of people play the A this way. The reason why I like to bar it like that, especially in this song, is because you're going to need, if you want to add that little moving bass part, you're going to need these fingers to move around. So what I like to do is that you basically strum, then move this finger here, your middle finger, up to the 2nd fret, 5th string, sorry, 2nd string from the top on the, I don't want to confuse you guys too much here, so I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. You're going to do your, strum your A, move your middle finger up to the 2nd fret, 2nd string from the top, and then move your ring finger, it's a bit of a stretch, up to the 4th fret, and then open, right? Open, 2nd fret, 4th fret, open. All on that 2nd string from the top. Let's strum the A first, so. What, actually, you know, when I say open, the first open is actually in the strum. It's included in the first strum, so strum with that open note, right? Then you get your So let's put it all together. Right? So that's that. That's in the verse and in the chorus. Great. So now we're going to go to that other little section, and I'll show you guys what that little part is, and you'll see that that's in the middle. You'll hear it. It's in the middle of the song a bit and at the end. Alright, so now let's get into the that middle section I was mentioning, plus the outro, which are the same chords. Basically what happens there is it's a B minor. Now, the B minor is this shape here, right? It's a bar chord. It's a bit of work for you guys if you're not used to that. Now, you're going to play that bar chord, that B minor, and then you're going to take your finger off that top string here, which is usually, you know, when you're barring it, that's the first note that you're hitting. Same like before, we have a moving bass line going on here, so we're going to hit that top note in the B minor and pick it. The same way as we were picking the D before. Except now not down here, we're kind of picking it in the middle because that's where the chord is, right? There's your B minor. So, you pick that, then you take your finger off and move it down and hit that open note, that open A. So it's not the first string up here, the second string from the top. You hit that open. So first you play the chord as is, then take your finger off, hit that open note, and then you get your G. G minor. G major. So, B minor, the open note. You can pick it or just strum it. You can strum the whole thing if you really wanted to. Right, as long as you get those bass notes, because I find in this song the main thing is you really want to hear those bass notes ring out. From the beginning, that D part, and even here, it's very important that you hear the bass notes. That's what gives the song movement. A lot of the chords stay static, and then you have bass notes that move around that create that feeling that it's moving, but the chord usually stays pretty much the same, and then you got little chords that are thrown in there. So in this case, the B minor, everyone. Excuse my singing, but that's trying to get you the idea of the song. Right? And at the end too, with the fade into the sun part, it's the same. So that's that section, and now we're trying to put it all together. So what you basically have here at the beginning is that D shape. So you start, and then Alright, hopefully you guys enjoyed the lesson. I hope you're able to learn something. Let me know what you guys think in the comments as well. If you have any questions about anything, please don't hesitate to ask. I'd be more than willing to help you guys out. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching.